Hello, this is Dr. Oz. So in this video, I would like to talk about how to build make versus buy decision model for Nowlin Plastic. So first thing I would like to do when I open my Excel file is to first zoom in or zoom out, control scroll down or up to zoom in or zoom out, and enter my given information or parameters. In this case, I have manufacturing fixed cost given to me is $234,000, and these are dollars. So I click on that cell under Home tab, click on dollar symbol, and I don't like to have this decimals for such a large number, so I eliminate the decimals. And also I have manufacturing variable cost, per unit of production, which is given to me as $2 per unit. In this case, decimals might be important. And you double click between two letters like this, it will automatically adjust the width of your column. And I have outsourcing variable cost per unit. It doesn't have fixed costs. So $3.50, 3.5. Click on that under Home tab, dollar symbol, and double click here to adjust the width. And also I have quantity produced or quantity bought. Quantity is here in terms of units. And let's say we produce or buy 10,000 units. Click on this comma to make a number, eliminate decimals. So these are my parameters. Now I would like to build my model based on these parameters. And I like to use different color for my model section so that I'm not confused with my input and output variables. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna type anything here, and I'm gonna build my model here, and I will write my model in terms of my input parameters. So every decision model should start with an objective. So in this case, my objective is, it doesn't minimize or maximize. So in this case, minimize, because I only have costs. Costs are something that's unwanted. So I would like to minimize my costs. All right, I will calculate that here and over here, and I like to use green color for that. Second, every decision model must have a decision variable or more than one decision variables. All right, so what are my decision variables in this case? So what I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide whether to make these products or to buy these products. I like to use yellow cells for these. And in this case, I have no idea about these values, and I would like to calculate that, whether 0 or 1. So these are binary variables. If I get one value here, that means that I make it, and that means that I don't buy it. If I get 0 here, and if I get 1 here, that means I don't make it, I'd rather buy it, okay? So to be able to decide on these values, though, I need to be able to calculate my costs. So total cost, which is, as we talked about before, needs to be calculated for to produce, and also to outsource, which is to buy. All right, so I will calculate these values. Maybe I can color them a little bit differently. Let's say gray. So I need to calculate total cost to produce and the cost to buy. And I know that every single cost should be calculated based on fixed cost and plus variable cost. Cost to produce fixed cost is $234,000 plus, let's do it again. And I put equal sign, that means that I'm referencing that cell to here. Plus, I would like that variable cost, but variable cost is depending on the quantity produced. So variable cost per unit to produce times the quantity produced. So that will give me my total cost, which is 254,000. But as you see here, quantity produced is an important component of this calculation, because if this values goes up, my variable cost will go up. That will increase my production cost. And similarly, for total cost to buy, it's going to be fixed cost, which is nothing, plus variable cost, which is $3.50 times quantity units. So variable cost is only $35,000. So it's much cheaper. So if that's the case, I would rather buy it. So how would I tell Excel, hey, if, excuse me, this number is less than this number, then basically buy, which means 1, otherwise 0. All right. So similarly, make if instead of this number is smaller than this number, that means that it's cheaper to produce, then 1, otherwise 0. So as you see here, I'd rather buy. But when I play with this number though, let's say 200,000, I still buy. But when I produce, let's say 200,000, or if I need 200,000, then I start making it, because cheaper to produce it than buying it. All right, but what if I need, let's see, where is my division? Right here. What if I need this many units, which is 156,000, and I don't make or buy, which doesn't make any sense, because I have to choose one. Why? Because they're indifferent. So either way is fine. So companies sometimes, if it's indifferent or slightly more expensive to produce, they may still produce to create some competitive advantage, because they may want to have more control over their product. They may have some technology. They don't want to depend on their suppliers, or they may just choose to go with buying it or outsourcing it, although it's a little bit more expensive or same price, because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the headache. So in this case, let's say if this is the case, if I have the same cost, I may just choose to make, because I have more control over my product. So I will say greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So I've solved that problem. So as you see, depending on this number, my results will change. So my objective is here minimizing the cost. So if that's the case, really, what I would like to do is I would like to choose minimum of these two. So I will use min function, either this or this, whichever is lower. So in this case, they're the same. So my minimization cost is $546,000. So that's it for today. Until next video, enjoy business analytics.